Well, there certainly were a lot of comments on my last video, so I'm gonna just jump in and respond to a couple of them.
So you criticize them for not behaving like real animals, and then you criticize them for behaving like real animals.
So this really gets down to the heart of a lot of comments, which seem to be willfully missing the point of my video, which is that by deconstructing some of the unrealistic aspects of the animation, that I somehow want the movie to be realistic. I never wanted this movie at all, let alone did I want it to be realistic. However, the film was sold on the idea that it would be realistic, so it only seems fair to point out where it isn't. And then, my overall gripe with the movie was that they did try to make realistic animals when they should not have. The film would have been much more interesting with some kind of flair to it, but since all they decided to do was go for a ultra-realistic, gritty art style, the only thing left for me to do at that point is to decide whether or not it is as realistic as it claims to be.
I can't help but take my hat off to the animators.
Yes, I have nothing but respect for the animators who created this film.
You know, if they did the same thing that was done to Sonic.
Oh, we'll talk about Sonic. Just you wait.
They should bring back hand-drawn animation.
Yes, they definitely should.
I give anyone who does graphic work for movies or TV shows, even if they didn't do a good job to some, it's still a lot of hard work, and seeing what my brother goes through for his work, I give anyone and everyone who does this credit.
Yes, these people deserve credit.
Okay, not that I don't disagree.
Does that count as a triple negative?
It's funny how you act like you know what you're talking about.
Yes, I agree. It's hilarious.
Hold on. You are using different picture upon zooming in at 235. Why?
Oh, congratulations, Cookie Monstar. You win this video. Just contact me with your name and address so we know where to send the prize.
I want a Brave Little Toaster remake.
Yes.
Compared to a film, the world is, in fact, more desaturated.
Dude, have you ever been outside?
The four wolves display different degrees of sexual pleasure, LOL. You would be on board if they used animals against their will to act in a movie. I can only come to the conclusion, based on what you said, that you hate the Earth and want it destroyed.
Wow. Well, I guess now that you said that, I have no choice but to go out and start a forest fire.
Are you telling me that Disney is turning my favorite sequel into a live-action film? That cannot be real. I don't believe it.
I hate to break it to you guys, but that image actually was fake. I thought it was pretty obvious, but I guess some people fell for it, so sorry?
Congratulations to the most anal person on this channel.
Oh, wow, thank you!
Could you all stop using idiotic phrases like going forward and moving forward? We all know you already mean in th future. Just stop it.
Alright boys, you heard the man. Shut it down.
Can you do it better? Go and shoot your own movie and I will review it.
Ah yes, the make a better movie yourself defense. Alas, I am not a corporation with $260 million to spend on a movie, so the comparison would be pointless. So unless you have that kind of money laying around that you want to give me, I guess we'll never know what my masterpiece would look like. Probably something like this.
The reality of being an animator in a big studio is that the animators don't get to choose fuck all. Actually, the reality is that most of what you point out as being flawed is a decision that is not being made by the individual artist but by the entity we collectively tend to call the clients. This is something that I should have touched on more in my original video, and I regret not talking about it to the degree that I feel like I should have. In retrospect, I think I did put more blame on the animators than they deserve. So at the end of the day, the animators themselves aren't responsible for the overall direction or even the minute details of the film. They're simply the skilled labor brought onto the project to make the final product happen. I think the animators deserve a round of applause, not only for their hard work on this film, but for their contributions to pushing the ever-evolving technology of CGI even further than it's ever been. I kinda like it. It's something different. What's the point in making the same movie over and over? I don't know, man. You tell me. I think you forget to say that the animation in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. These animators have made some of the best animations ever created. You're right. I agree. I did not sing the praises of the animators enough in my original video. If anyone is still unclear, the primary point of the Lion King video was that the movie's existence itself
was the problem. All the other demonstrations about how unrealistic the animations are was just to illustrate how Disney sold us on a product that claimed to be realistic when instead it was anything but.
Unnecessary to use the adjective fuck or the adverb fucking. Clean up your tongue. So, why do we render movies at 24 FPS?
There's a long history to the answer to that question, and I think it's better explained by these two guys, so I'm just going to let them take it.
Film is and always has been projected and recorded at 24 frames a second. So old-time movies had a slower frame rate, so that's why the old-time movies look all fast and stuff.
Yeah.
So what Peter Jackson and other people shooting at this high frame rate are doing are shooting 48 frames, which is technically slower, but there's more information.
There's less motion blur. There's more clarity in the image, which is better for 3D.
We're used to motion blur in film,
Yeah.
Because that's the way that it's going through the film gate, and when something pans fast,
Yeah.
It blurs it. When it's smooth, it looks more like video.
Yeah. Well, it goes a little deeper than just saying, 24 frames, that's what we're used to, so that's why this looks bad. It goes deeper and more into how your brain processes information. And in this case, there's parts where they're moving at normal speed, but your brain processes it as them looking like they're walking fast, like they're sped up. And the clarity of like panning shots, or specifically action scenes where the camera's going crazy and there's a lot going on, because there's so much clarity, it actually made it hard to focus on anything. And this is going to vary from person to person, because you talk about, some people, 3D doesn't work for them. It looks blurry or crappy. So this may look good to some people, but I think the way that most people process the information that's being fed to them at a specific frame rate, it looks horrible and off-putting.
It's a carnival ride now.
Brew. You should have been in the studio for this movie. You know everything.
I actually know very little, and you definitely shouldn't listen to me. Thank you to all the people who commented calling me out for being a dumbass, because that is what I am.
Hate to bring politics into something so trivial as children's movies. I would bet that you're a Democrat, lol. Don't make it sound like you're speaking for the audience when really you reporting fake news. Are you trying to tell me I'm watching movies wrong?
Well, not just you.